Merry Christmas, everybody, and happy holidays. I hope you're having a good time. It's a beautiful time of year. I do have a Christmas hat here, but I just don't know if I should be wearing this. It's got a cute little bell on it, though. That's fun. It looks a bit ridiculous though, so, you know, I feel like I can't take it off now, so it looks like I'm gonna wear it. That looks so ridiculous. Don't make fun of me in the comments. No, I'm sorry, I can't wear that. It's too bad. I tried, but it's too much. Okay, let's get into the episode. I've got 10 stories to read today. Sit back and relax, and I hope you guys have a great time. Am I the a-hole for refusing to help my parents financially after they paid for my siblings' lavish wedding, but not mine? My 32 female got married 2 years ago. At the time, my parents told me that they couldn't afford to contribute to my wedding because of financial struggles. My husband and I accepted this. We paid for everything ourselves, and we even kept the event small to avoid any financial burden on anybody else. Fast forward to now, my younger brother, 28 male, just got married, and my parents paid for everything. I'm talking a huge, extravagant wedding with a fancy venue, open bar, live band, and over 200 guests. It's clear that they spent tens of thousands of dollars on this. When I asked them why they were able to fund his wedding but not mine, they brushed me off saying that their financial situation improved. But they didn't mention it, did they? And they wanted to give my brother the wedding that he deserved, but they don't want to give you the wedding that you deserve? Oh my god. The favorite child is so obvious here. That is so unbelievable. They couldn't help you pay for your wedding because they were saving all of their money for your brother. That's terrible favoritism. Recently, my parents asked me to help them out financially. Wow, go take a hike, parents, because they're tight on money again after the wedding expenses. Yeah, I'm sure you are. I flat out refused, telling them that it wasn't fair for them to ask me for help when they showed clear favoritism. Now they're saying that I'm being petty and holding a grudge. Yeah, for good reason. Some relatives agree with me while others think that I'm being too harsh, since family helps family. Yeah, but your parents don't help you, do they? Why do they go to their relatives to get their opinion? I don't understand. Well, no, I do understand. But the people who make these stories always get so confused because of their family members telling them stuff that's completely wrong. Like in every single one of these, there's at least one family member that's saying, oh no, you should try and keep the peace or whatever, and all they're doing is confusing the person that's making this. I feel justified because I've always been financially independent, and they didn't show me the same support that they gave my brother, but now I'm wondering, am I the a-hole for refusing to help my parents financially after they paid for my siblings' lavish wedding but not mine? I love the relative that said family helps family. Like, yeah, that's right, parents. Why didn't you help OP when they were so happy to throw all of this money at the brother? They wanted to give my brother the wedding that he deserved. That is such a slap in the face. Like they're telling you to your face, OP, that he's the favorite. The top comment says, tell them you're still financially recovering from having to finance your own wedding and that your brother and his wife can help them. Don't give them a dime, not the a-hole. Yeah, that's another part of this that's so annoying. Why are they coming to you for money but not to the brother? Oh yeah, because he's the favorite. No, you're not the a-hole, OP. Your parents stink. Your parents are big, stinky, smelly pooper parents. Like, how disrespectful to you and your partner too, OP. The comment below that says, so it turns out they didn't have the money to spend on your brother, but they did it anyway, and now they want you to make up the difference. Doesn't that mean that you're now being asked to pay for his wedding? Yeah, they can piss up a rope, not the a-hole. They can piss up a rope? I've never heard that before. What does that mean? They can piss up a rope. I've never heard that before. Have you guys heard that before? But yeah, that's such a good point. You're basically paying for the wedding. Yeah, they didn't have the money to spend on your brother, but they did it anyway, and now they want you to make up the difference. That is so true. That's what they're doing. Like, the behavior from the parents is so obvious too. How are they blind to their own behavior? How can they not see how unfair they're being? This comment says, your brother and all of the family helps family crowd can help them out. Your parents have shown you where you fit in their family, not the a-hole. Yeah, the OP in this is so not in the wrong. Like, they haven't done anything. But yeah, the parents are massive a-holes, and I'm surprised that they're not seeing it too. Yeah, and also, like this one says, not the a-hole, since they were able to help your brother so much, seems he should be able to help them in return. Yeah, but oh no, the golden child brother, no. Can't have him pay for anything. Stinky, smelly parent. Okay, that was a good start to the episode, but we're moving on to post number 2, and this one is on Today I F***ed Up. Today I f***ed up by not using my core muscles for 30 years. This is probably gonna sound dumb, and that's because it is. My balance has always been crappy. Wait, so why's the M in brackets? Male, maybe? I attributed that to the fact that during puberty, I grew 1 foot taller in a single year. I figured that my body never got adjusted to the new equilibrium because it happened so quickly. I never gave it any thought beyond that. One day I was stretching before... Wait, hold on a second. I can relate to this so much already. It's been a little while since I've actually full-on fallen over to the ground, but I nearly fall over like every day. Every single day. So one day I was stretching before I run, and I'd moved on to the flamingo stretch, the quad stretch where you stand on one leg. My wife was there and she likes to poke fun at my lack of balance. It's just some light-hearted ribbing, it's no big deal. So I was hopping on one foot and flailing my arms. My wife was laughing at me and she uttered these fateful words. It's like you're not using your core at all. Me, a dumbass, why would I use my core? I'm balancing on my leg. Wife, wait, what do you mean? Your balance comes from your core. Me, I'm not using my core, I'm using my legs. My wife, you're not flexing your core at all? Me, no, that's stupid. Why would I need my core to balance on my leg? My wife, flex your core right now, just do it. So I flexed my abs and I immediately stopped wobbling over and I stood upright. No way. That's how that works? Me, that's weird. My wife, have you been balancing without your core this whole time? Me, yeah, I guess so. I didn't think I needed it. My wife, how the f have you been balancing without your core? Me, well, badly. I didn't know that I needed to do it. Yeah, me neither. That explains everything. Wife, you have to use your core for everything. Why wouldn't you need it to balance? Me, I don't really use my core all that often. So after that, I'll just be doing a normal activity like carrying one of our kids in my arm, and my wife would ask me if I was using my core. So I'd start flexing my core and my kid would get easier to carry. So she would ask me how I do something. For instance, how do I get in a car? Well, I bent my legs and I just sort of fall backwards into the seat. After a few days of this, something clicked in my brain. I loved sports as a kid. I played them all the time, nearly every day, but I was always so bad at them. My balance was awful and I was so uncoordinated. I was a terrible swimmer. I was weak. I was so weak, in fact, that I never understood when people would say that men are so much stronger than women. My wife could overpower me when she wanted to. I'd struggle and strain and she would push me back. It was a bit humiliating, but I never let her know that. Well, it took some training, but eventually I started instinctively using my core for everything. I started using it while walking and while lifting stuff, and even just standing in one spot, I use my core now. It's been 2 years and I sometimes can't believe the change I've seen. I'm 33 and I'm the strongest I've ever been. I can do things with ease that I used to struggle about. I'm stronger than my wife now, which is an ego boost. I beat my half marathon time by 30 minutes from 2:20 to 1:50. This summer I started lifting weights to get even stronger. I love how I feel now. My confidence is higher and I'm a happier person. This is unbelievable. I'm not sure how I never learned to use my core muscles for anything. I do wonder how strong I could have gotten in my 20s if I had been using my body the way that I was supposed to. I don't dwell on it, but I am glad that I was able to change my body when I did. I never would have thought that a playful jibe from my wife would change my life so much. Yeah, like this comment says, this makes me think I've not been using my core for even longer. Yeah, OP, you just blew my mind. That's why I always fall over all the time and stuff. I can't believe this. Let me know in the comments if that also blew your mind. It makes me wonder how much stuff that we didn't get taught how to do. That is so wild. Or like how many things that people just do without ever talking about it, assuming that it's the right way to do it, but actually doing it wrong the whole time. This comment says, this reads like an alien parasite trying to figure out how to operate its human host. Yeah, it does. It really does. Well, yeah, congratulations, OP. And thank you for opening a lot of people's eyes with your post. Okay, now we're moving back to Am I the A-hole for post number 3. I hope you're excited, everybody. It's going to be a fun one. Am I the a-hole for not letting my stepson move back in after he pranked me? Oh, okay. I love a good story about a prank. Or a prank. My wife, Karen, 45 female, and I, 48 male, have been married for 5 years. She has a son, Dylan, 22 male, from a previous relationship. Dylan and I have always had a pretty decent relationship, nothing super close, but I treated him like my own and I helped support him through college. Dylan recently graduated and moved back in with us temporarily while he looked for a job. Things were fine for a while, but he started hanging out with some friends who he said were into pranks. A couple of weeks ago, while Karen was out of town visiting her sister, Dylan decided it would be funny to prank me by wrapping all of my work supplies, my computer files, and even my chair in duct tape. Oh yeah, that's not funny. This is so bad. I work from home and this was the morning of a big presentation that I'd spent weeks preparing. I lost it. The tape was impossible to remove without ruining some of my files. Yeah, and it'd leave all that sticky residue too. And I had to scramble able to piece together my presentation. When I confronted Dylan, he laughed and said, "It's just a joke, chill out." Oh my god, that's so infuriating. Dylan is a 12-year-old. I told him that that wasn't funny and that his lack of respect for my work was unacceptable. He brushed me off and acted like I was overreacting. When Karen got back, I told her what happened and said that I couldn't live with somebody who didn't respect me or my home. I told Dylan that he needed to move out. He packed up and went to stay with a friend, but now Karen is so furious with me. She says that I'm being too harsh and that Dylan is just a kid who made a dumb mistake. Yeah, but he's also 22. Dylan has since apologized, but I told him that he needs to learn that actions have consequences. Karen thinks I'm being petty and putting my pride above family. Oh, but I feel like this is about respect. Am I the a-hole for not letting Dylan move back in? Yeah, I was about to say it, but the top comment, not the a-hole. He's 22, not 12. He's staying at your house for free and he couldn't even respect your belongings. Your wife needs to cut the umbilical cord. That is such a good way of putting it. Yeah, Karen, stop babying this guy. He's 22. No, you're completely right here, OP. This is so wrong. And also, it's not even funny. Pranks like this are so unbelievably lame. Like, oh no, my stuff is covered in tape. That's so funny. Yeah, hilarious. Like, yeah, you're laughing, Dylan, but nobody else is laughing. No, you're definitely not the a-hole, OP. Dylan needs to grow up and Karen needs to stop treating him like a baby. Like, oh, you're being too harsh. He's just a kid. No, he's not. Just because he acts like a kid doesn't mean that he actually is a kid. This comment says not the a-hole. That's not a prank. It's literal vandalism. Yeah, and it's also not funny to anybody except for Dylan. A prank would have been if he wrapped saran wrap over the door or something. Annoying, yeah, but not destructive to your files. And the goo on duct tape never comes off furniture unless you use some sort of special goo gone stuff, and that also strips off the finish. Your wife siding with a 22-year-old brat on this shows a level of my baby can do no wrong that I see as a major red flag. Yeah, that's 100% it. My baby can do no wrong. And the worst part about this, the prank wasn't even funny. Well, yeah, like that comment said, it's not a prank. It's just straight up vandalism. This comment says, your wife's an idiot. Her son's a 22-year-old adult and not a kid by any stretch of the imagination. He destroyed your belongings and jeopardized your job. This has nothing to do with pride, but with her brat of a son being a destructive, disrespectful a-hole. Not the a-hole. Yeah, could not agree more. It's not about your pride. This guy Dylan did something super disrespectful, and yeah, actions have consequences. Stop treating him like he's 12. Oh, don't be too hard on him. He's just a kid. Yeah, he does act like he's still a kid. And guess what? That's your fault, Karen. Like, maybe if you didn't baby him forever, he wouldn't still act like a 10-year-old. Like, what an annoying situation that OP's in. OP's being made out to be the bad guy in the family, and you're definitely not OP. Also, guys, I'm sorry that the lighting in here changes so much. I've got windows on either side. Obviously, as you can see here, I am pretty sure we know that's a window, but there's also a window on that side. Eventually, one day, I'm gonna have like a dedicated YouTube set, and the lighting's gonna always be perfect and stuff. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm doing my best with the natural sunlight that we have here. Hopefully, that's not too annoying in the episodes. Speaking of annoying, that post was super annoying, but we're gonna move on now. The next one that we're gonna read is post number 4, and it's on Today I Messed Up, and it's called Today I Messed Up by eating a homemade family-sized lasagna for every meal over 2 days. Yeah, you got constipated, didn't you, OP? Like, I can already see this coming. You either got insanely constipated or the complete opposite. I feel like I should read this one in a dramatic sort of way. I've made a terrible mistake and I learned a valuable lesson. Allow me to walk you through the last 3 days of hell. My housemate went on holiday Tuesday morning, leaving me alone for the week. I don't often get time alone, so I plan my time around working a little each day and then playing games for the rest of the day. About 12 p.m. and several joints in, I was getting hungry and I had an amazing idea. I was going to make a massive homemade lasagna and eat it over the course of the week. At this point, I had no idea what it would do to my body, and if future me could even talk to the me from Tuesday, I would have warned him. Day 1, Tuesday morning. I get all the stuff and I spend an hour or so making a massive 7-layer lasagna with nearly a whole block of cheese, several tins of tomatoes and a layer of applesauce in the middle to give it a sweet tang. It was enough to feed 10 people easily. It smelled so good. Tuesday, lunchtime, portion 1. I fried some chips or fries and garlic bread and I sat down and I ate it and it was amazing. I was thrilled that it turned out great. Tuesday evening, portion 2. Still just as delicious. Even better maybe after letting it sit for a few hours. Nothing brewing in my body yet. It was the calm before the storm. Tuesday midnight, portion 3. I believe this was my first mistake. I'd been smoking a few joints and watching AVGN on YouTube, and all of a sudden I remembered that I made a massive lasagna. I tried to resist, but my stoner brain only lasted about 5 minutes before I had more, and I cooked some midnight garlic bread to go with it. It still tasted good, and after eating I noticed I was starting to get acid reflux. I took a lansoprazole, and I tried to sleep. Wednesday morning, portion 4. I woke up and my stomach was grumbling, so I went and I plated up another helping of lasagna. It tasted okay, not as delicious as my previous 3 helpings, but I put that down to it being early and I just woken up. It's at this point that my stomach acid kicked up again, and I needed a really bad. I ran to the toilet and I had the runniest I've had in a long time. It was almost painful. Now at this point you would normally go, maybe I should lay off the lasagna for a bit, but it never occurred to me at the time that 4 meals of lasagna could produce such bad bowls. It felt better after so quickly that I forgot about it. Wednesday lunchtime, portion 5. I know it might seem crazy, but at about 2 p.m. I was hungry. I had work to get on with, but I didn't have the time to cook anything, and nothing to grab quickly except lasagna. So back I went. At this point, half the lasagna is gone and half remains. This time the lasagna didn't taste that great, but I ate it because I needed to have something to give me some energy. I realized at that point that my stomach felt weird, like painful and uncomfortable. I made myself some coffee and I expected a poo, but nothing came. Just a horrible feeling. Something wasn't right. Wednesday evening, portion 6, the final portion. After finishing work, I looked at the remaining lasagna. I thought, maybe it's because I've had no salad or vegetables with it. That'll make it taste better and give me something to sort my stomach out. So I made some salad, some more garlic bread in the final portion. I knew immediately after eating it that I'd made a terrible mistake. My bowels started aching and making noises. I ran to the toilet and my butt hit the seat. A volcano of red hot erupted from my anus. It was so painful. My butt was on fire. Some of the came out so violently that it somehow shot upwards. Pebble dashing to the toilet lid behind me. I didn't even know how that was possible. Maybe some of it collided with other bits of it in motion and exploded. Either way, it was the worst toilet experience of my life. Then came the smell. It was delayed almost. Like I was in so much pain that the universe said, let's give him a minute before we hit him with the smell. It was like acid. This putrid gas almost instantly made me feel sick. I wanted to run out of the toilet and seek fresh air, but the was still exploding out of me. I had no choice but to hold my nose and breathe through my mouth, which was horrible. All I thought was that I'm getting this acidic crap smell in my mouth. After what seemed like 5 minutes of lava bursting out of me, it stopped. But at what cost? My butthole was on fire. It's like somebody was holding a lighter to it. The smell was so bad that I had to wipe quickly and escape this hell that I created. But my butt hurt so much every wipe, it was like dragging sandpaper over it. I winced with every wipe and I was almost in tears. It was so messy, it took a lot of wiping. I stumbled out of the toilet like a cowboy who'd been on his horse for days. I couldn't even sit down. All I could do was lie on my side in the bed and try to get to sleep. Thursday morning, I woke up and I could instantly feel my butt burning. Before it even registered that I was awake. What's even worse is that I needed another crap. I was terrified at this point. After yesterday, I had toilet trauma. I knew there was still a portion or two inside me and it wasn't going to be good. It went just how you'd expect. It was more foul-smelling liquid. With each strain, it felt like a knife in my butt. I held onto the towel rail and I forced as much out as I could each push. I figured if I can get it all done quick, it wouldn't be so bad. It kind of worked, but I think the damage was done at this point. So I painfully cleaned myself and I waddled to my desk and I worked standing up for the rest of the day. Thursday, lunchtime. The constant pain subsided, but I still had bad gas and every fart was agony. The smell was just as bad though. Something was still rotting inside me. At least I could sit down to work now, but I wasn't hungry and I decided to fast for the day. I didn't dare put more food in me. Thursday evening. As I type this, I'm laying in bed on my side. I can feel the last of the lasagna on its way and I'm dreading going through this, even if it's one last time. My butt still burns when I fart, and that's happening pretty often. It's freezing cold, but I need the window open to let the smell of my approaching crap out. There's a lesson to be learnt here. Don't under any circumstances eat nothing but lasagna and garlic bread for every meal for 2 days. Nothing good can come from it. Okay, round of applause, OP. That was unbelievable. That was a masterpiece. I tried to give that my all when I read it, so I hope it sounded good. OP says, edit, clearly my up was leaving it out for 2 days. I appreciate all the concern. Wow. Yeah, okay. Wow, that was so fun to read. The top comment says, I stopped reading at a layer of applesauce. OP, you deserve it all. That's such a good comment. And also this comment. OP, I've read your answers to a couple of comments. Your issue has nothing to do with eating lasagna for 2 straight days and everything to do with leaving it out on your counter at room temperature for those 2 days. There are vanishingly few prepared foods that you can leave at room temperature for that long. Lasagna is absolutely not one of them. The true today I messed up is not having a basic understanding of food safety. Yeah, that's so gross, OP. Especially when you said towards the end how it started to not taste good. Like, oh, it's starting to go bad. Thank you for writing this, OP. That was an honor to read. Okay, guys, we're moving on to post number 5. And once again, we're heading back to Am I the A-hole? Am I the A-hole for accidentally letting my sister-in-law get chemical burns on her face? Oh, God. My husband, 26 male, and I, 26 female, bought our first home 7 months ago. He's younger younger sister, 16 female, who just got her license, frequently shows up unannounced and has trouble taking no for an answer. Yeah, that's annoying. Last Friday, she came over after dinner and asked to stay the night. We agreed since we had no plans. She asked to shower, so we let her use our shower, as our guest bathroom isn't stocked yet. I splurge on salon quality hair care products because my hair is unruly, and my $27 shampoo bottle was brand new. Later, I found half the shampoo and nearly all the conditioner gone, along with my skincare scattered across the counter. She'd used almost $50 worth of hair products, and all of my skin stuff, including my prescription skincare, stored in a pharmacy bag. I asked her to bring her own products next time, as I wasn't comfortable with how much she used. I was in no way rude. I just explained that I splurge on really expensive products, and I can't afford to have $50+ worth of product gone every time she showers here. She called me selfish in a passive-aggressive way and ended up leaving. Yeah, good, don't come back. By Tuesday, her skin was red and peeling and breaking out terribly. Oh no, is that karma? At dinner with my in-laws Tuesday, she blamed me for not warning her about my skincare. Oh, the flippin' audacity. Don't use stuff that isn't yours. I explained that I hadn't expected her to dig through my drawers and use prescription products which are expensive and stuff that took my skin weeks to adjust to. My father-in-law said that I should pay for a doctor visit, but my husband refused, arguing that at 16 she should know better, and it was inappropriate of her to go through my medicine bag to even find the prescription product that was likely the culprit for the irritation. Am I at fault for not warning her? Absolutely not. I wouldn't go through somebody else's personal products, let alone use their stuff like it was my own. I would have been happy to share some skin products, not my prescription cream. She also brought up that I got mad that she used so much shampoo and conditioner and basically made me look really bad in front of my in-laws. Yeah, but you don't look bad here, OP. Admittedly, I was upset about the shampoo and conditioner and the fact that she left a huge mess on the counter. Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't be? But I was super calm and I explained that money is tight as we only just bought our house and I didn't want her to use months of products in one shower. Anyway, let me know what you think. OP, your husband's younger sister is an absolute entitled brat. Yeah, like the top comment says, boo who for little sister. Yeah, 100%. I can't believe she had the gall to call you selfish and then get all uptight and leave. She's so lucky that you didn't kick her out. You're not in the wrong, OP, but you underreacted. She's unbelievably entitled, unbelievably inconsiderate, and just straight up rude. Why would you want this person around? Going through all of your stuff and using half of your shampoo, like how wasteful and disrespectful and stupid. You didn't do anything, OP, but don't let her back in your house now, OP. She needs to learn that actions have consequences, and she obviously has no idea. Like, oh, I'm gonna go into somebody's house and use all of their expensive stuff and then get upset at them and call them selfish? Like, who do you think you are? Oh, I'm sorry, this one makes me angry. Like, what an a-hole. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole. Karma's a when you're a She got what she deserved, and she should have learned a lesson instead of bad-mouthing you to your in-laws. They're messed up to want you, the victim of this brat's theft, to pay for the consequences of her actions. I'd fill a shampoo bottle with Nair the next time she pops over. Yeah, the audacity here is out of control. And that's such a good point too. She should have learnt a lesson instead of bad-mouthing you. And the fact that she didn't goes to show how entitled she is. So bratty and so rude. Oh, this one's so annoying. Don't let her in your house again, OP. If somebody's gonna learn a lesson out of this, make sure that it's you, OP. Don't let her come back. And obviously the in-laws are super enabling of her behavior. Like, did you hear the way that the in-laws were acting? No wonder she is the way that she is. My father-in-law said I should pay for a doctor's visit. They're blaming OP for this. They have never taught their daughter that actions have consequences. And guess what? Now it's becoming an issue. That one was so frustrating. So inconsiderate. The gall of it. Oh, you're selfish because you don't want me to go through all of your stuff and use it all? Like, are you hearing yourself? What are you even saying? Yeah, like the top comment said, boo-hoo. Oh no, a consequence to your actions. And they're still not even acknowledging that they did something wrong. Imagine thinking that OP was in the wrong here. OP wasn't even there. Like, they're in a different part of the house. Oh, sorry that I didn't stop you from doing something stupid. Oh, some people are wild. Yeah, we need to move on. That post was infuriating. Oh, I hope that one was rage bait. Okay, we're moving on to post number 6. Am I the a-hole for abandoning a random kid after I almost missed my train? Throwaway because I've got colleagues following my main account. Also, sorry for the grammar. I was traveling back to the state that I work in with 45 minutes to spare before my train. Just chilling when this lady comes up with a kid, looking flustered. She says, "Can you watch him for a minute? I've got an emergency. We'll be right back." Before I could even respond, she hands me her number and then disappears. At first I thought, fine, I'll be here anyway, but 15 minutes turned into 30 and then 40. I kept on calling her, but she never picked up. The kid was was crying and I was panicking because my train was about to leave. When the warning whistle blew, I had to decide. I ran to the police checkpost and I explained everything. I gave the kid, her, and my number to them, and then I ran for my train. I made it just in time. A minute later and we were off. 10 minutes later, she called me screaming that I kidnapped her kid and saying that she'd file a police complaint. I told her I'd called multiple times and she didn't pick up and the kid was now with the cops. I then called her a terrible mum and I hung up. I feel so bad for the kid, but I didn't know what else to do. Am I the a-hole? What the hell is the mum talking about? Yeah, like this comment says, you kidnapped a child by keeping an eye on him for 45 minutes after being requested for 1 minute and then giving the kid to the cops? Alrighty then. Don't let her fool you. You absolutely did the right thing. Not the a-hole. Yeah, you handled this so well, OP. Oh, you kidnapped my child. No, they didn't. Yeah, I don't feel like there's much to that one, so we better move on. The next one that we're going to read is also, guess what? On Am I the A-hole? Post number 7. Am I the A-hole for not defending a girl that I barely know after she was kicked out of the friend group for asking to be paid? I, 21 female, have a group of 6 friends. 2 months ago, a new girl, Jane, 22 female, was introduced to the group. For context, one thing that our friend group does is trade services. For example, I'll do one of my friend's nails for free and she'll do my hair for free when I need it. We generally try to keep the trades within the same price range. For example, if my hair costs £60, I'll trade doing nails for £60 to £70. Anything over £10 is usually paid on top of the free service. If my hair costs £60 and the nails were £100, my friend will pay me £40. To be clear, there's zero obligation to do these trades, and to my knowledge, no one has been pressured into one. It's all about favors and doing nice things for your friends. Anyway, Jane joins the group 2-ish months ago and immediately starts asking about my nails. At one point, she says she can't afford to get hers done, so I asked her if she wanted to do a trade. Jane makes her own t-shirts and clothing and accessories. The nails I ended up doing on her cost about £160. When it was my turn to pick clothes and accessories, I ended up leaving with about £70 worth. I told her not to worry about paying me back with the £90. All in all, I thought it was a good experience and I got to talk to Jane one-on-one and it was fun. Until Wednesday, the 11th of December, I get a text from Jane apologizing and saying that she realized she can't afford to just give away £70 worth of her stuff and she needs me to pay her ASAP or she needs the stuff back. At first, I'm really confused because I couldn't have been clearer about how the trades work and I never forced her into one. I apologized back to her, but I said that I didn't have some of the smaller items as I planned to gift them to my sister for her birthday. Jane kept on telling me to pay her back. I said that I would when I get paid for my job. The issue then became her texting. She went to our group chat to complain about me not paying for her clothes that she gave me. She ended up letting it slip that it was a trade, and everybody told her that she can't back out of a deal weeks after it happened. She ended up taking to TikTok to complain about how I stole from her and am refusing to pay her back. In response, she was kicked out of the friend group. Why would you make a TikTok about this? However, now the group is split. Some say that I should have just paid her back as she does seem to be genuinely struggling, while the other half say that I'm under no obligation to pay her due to the agreed terms of the trade. The first group think that I'm kind of an a-hole, and Jane definitely thinks that I am. So am I the a-hole? Edit, some people are questioning how my nails cost £160. I do custom sets that involve hours of art and construction, of charms and stamps. Look up artsy nails on Pinterest. That's the stuff that I do. Right, okay, so the consensus here is definitely not the a-hole. I don't think you're the a-hole either, OP. The top comment says, from what I understand, she provided you with £70 of goods and you provided her with a £160 nail set, so she owes you £70 if anything. Am I reading this post wrong? And OP said, no, you read it right. Her logic though is that she realized that she can't afford to not be paid for £70 worth of stuff that I took, so even though she technically owes me, I'm better off than her, if that makes any sense. Yeah, but by the sounds of it, you agreed to this before you did it, so like what did she expect? Unless you did this, OP, and then after the fact you were like, okay, you owe me £160 or £160 worth of something, that would be bad. But you said at one point she says she can't afford to get hers done right now, so I asked her if she wanted to do a trade. So you agreed upon it beforehand. This comment says, not the a-hole. Tell her that when she pays you for her nails, you will then pay her for the products that you got off her. Yeah, and then going to TikTok to complain about it. Red flag. Yeah, I don't think you're the a-hole, OP, unless you left out a whole bunch of missing information. Okay, moving on to post number 8. I'm so ready for this one. I hope you guys are too. We're still on Am I the a-hole? Would I be the a-hole if I returned a birthday gift from my partner for the 2nd year in a row? Oh, okay. Yeah, don't like this one already. For the fact that it sounds like your partner doesn't know you very well. My birthday's around the corner and my partner surprised me with an outing with some close family members at a nice restaurant, and then we went back to our house to cap off the evening with drinks and cake and some gifts. As I opened up the gifts, I had a smorgasbord of things that would be enjoyed. Mostly small snacks, candies and jerky, as well as small gift cards for local food places I can run to on the way home on those longer work days instead of worrying about what I'd have to cook when I get home. All in all, they know me pretty well. The problem arises with my partner and his gift giving. He's very materialistic and thinks that if the gift is not a big or well-known brand, then it's not worth having or giving. A few examples over the years. One year he got me a coat with a fur-lined hood that while it was a nice coat, it was 100% not something that I'd ever wear or showed any interest in wearing. I'm basically like King Midas's pigpen cousin. Everything I touch gets dirty immediately, hence I tend to buy cheaper stuff that I don't mind getting worn and torn. Another year he got me a Puma outfit, which consisted of mainly white with some black trim shoes that were a bit too tight and a hoodie that was at least one size too small. Had to return and get a bigger size shoe, but they didn't have the next size up hoodie for that style, which is likely why he got me a smaller size at the time. Last year he got me a Keurig coffee maker, which I'd heard good things about, but I came to realize that it was not ideal for me for two reasons. Number one, it was much larger than my current coffee maker and would not easily fit on the counter under the shelves. And number two, it would either make a single serving cup via a pod or an entire pot, which felt like a waste when I'd pretty much only have 2 cups in the morning. For the Keurig, I ended up telling him to return it, but it was already outside of the return window because he'd bought it way early and just had it waiting to give to me, so I ended up giving it to his mother instead, who had a small coffee business at the time. I thought that was the end of it until today. He got me some nice cologne and a nice hoodie, though too small again. However, the main gift he got me was another coffee maker. This time it was a Ninja brand one, but almost exactly the same footprint as the Keurig, where it won't easily fit under the shelf and I'd have to turn it sideways where it was teetering on the sink lip for the plug to reach it. He's already made a comment about how it was expensive and I better not want to return it like the last one. I feigned excitement since we had other family members over, but after seeing how big it is and how likely it's going to have the same issue as the Keurig, I have no intention of using it. I'm 100% fine with my $30 Mr. Coffee, and I do not need one with all the different brewing modes and all other bells and whistles. So would I be the a-hole if I told him I want to return it while it's still in the return period? OP, this is not the issue here. There are bigger issues here besides you returning the coffee machine. Yeah, like this comment, I'm troubled by him continually buying clothes for you that are too small, and also things that you obviously won't like. Does he like you? Not the a-hole. Yeah, the issue isn't returning the coffee machine. Like this one says, not the a-hole. This requires a much deeper conversation than just your desire to return this gift. It's like your partner wants you to be a completely different person. Are you sure he actually likes and respects you? Yeah, and the top comment, info, does your partner know you? Like at all? Does he listen to you? This seems to go beyond gift giving, to be honest. Yeah, you opened a whole can of worms with this one, OP. Like, whoa, there's issues here. And it's not the coffee machine. This comment says, you and your partner have a communication problem. There's nothing wrong with expensive gifts if you know the person receiving it will often use it. Needing a particular brand or label because it's the brand or the label is something entirely different. He's bought you 2 coffee makers without knowing your primary concern, that it's not going to fit into a specific space. Yeah, like I'm assuming that you talked to him about it last time with the other coffee machine, OP. It does definitely seem like a communication issue. Or maybe you are communicating and he's not listening. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole. You sound practical. He sounds materialistic. Nothing wrong with either of those. When there's communication involved, and I mean clear communication and active listening skills. Boyfriend, it's yo against the problem, not him versus you, you know? Yeah, 100%, and well said. Good luck with this one, OP. Okay, moving on to post number 9, which is also on Am I the A-hole? I hope you're ready. Am I the a-hole for accepting cake at my friend's birthday party? So, this is a bit of a weird one. I, 41 male, was at a friend's birthday party on the weekend. There were 9 of us at the party, including the birthday boy, which is surprisingly relevant. All fake names. Amy, 30 female, one of the guests, baked a cake for the birthday boy. After the relevant party traditions of singing the birthday song and the hip hip hurraying that happens after the birthday song here in Australia, I went back to talking to one of my friends. When Amy came up to me and the other friend with 2 plates of cake and offered them to the friend and I. We both said yes, we thanked her, and then she made a really odd face and then walked away. My friend and I both said that it was weird, and then we went back to chatting. I ate some of the cake and it had desiccated coconut inside it, which I don't particularly like. So after a couple of bites, I ignored it and then I chucked it out when the party ended, about an hour or so later. About 45 minutes ago, Stephen, 30 male, Amy's partner, sent me a series of angry text messages. 8 a.m. on a Monday morning is really not the best time to receive angry text messages, saying how Amy spent last night crying about how she didn't get to eat any of her cake and that I took a slice of it only to throw it away and to deprive her of her own cake, and that she only cut 8 slices since she knows that I don't like coconut, but I took her slice and threw it away to spite her. What are you talking about? I replied, why did she even offer me any cake if she knew that there was coconut inside? Stephen said that she did it to be polite and not leave me out. Oh, get out of here, Stephen. And that I was was an a-hole for taking her slice and throwing it away. No, you were not. Not even a little bit. There's no way that somebody disagrees with you, OP. How can somebody say that you're the a-hole here? Oh, I'm sorry that I took some cake that you offered me. I had no idea that you didn't want me to eat the cake. And if you didn't want me to eat the cake, maybe don't bloody offer me the cake. What sort of stupid backwards logic is this? I forwarded the message to my other friends that were there, and most of them have left me on red so far, except one who responded with a thumbs down emoji, and another who hasn't seen it yet, as of me writing this. The fact that nobody's responding to me is making me worried that I might have been the a-hole here. You didn't know that you weren't supposed to eat the cake when she offered you the cake? This comment says, wait, so Stephen, her partner, ate cake and didn't give her any, and then he messaged you about not liking the cake that was offered to you. Amy and Stephen are perfect for each other. Ha ha. Not the a-hole. And P.S. coconut is delicious. You're wrong there. You're not the a-hole even a little bit. What did you do wrong? Oh, I'm so sorry that I took some cake that you offered me. Don't offer the cake if you don't want them to have it. Amy spent the last night crying about how she didn't get any of her cake. Amy, what are you doing? Oh, I'm so sad that I didn't get to have any cake. Maybe eat it then and don't offer it to somebody. This comment says, not the a-hole. What a bizarre situation. You cut enough cake for everybody there, including yourself, and don't hand cake to people if you're relying on them turning it down so that you can eat it yourself. You did the right thing by accepting it. It would have been more rude to decline. Yeah, she seems weird as she's making this a much bigger issue than it is. Actually ridiculous. Oh, I'm sorry that I ate the cake that you offered me, and the fact that you didn't like it and threw it out, that's irrelevant. If you didn't throw it out, you would have eaten it. Either way, she's not gonna get to eat it. So if you ate the cake, she still would have been just as upset. And like that comment said, you did the right thing by accepting it. It would have been more rude to decline. Amy didn't really think about this, and Stephen's an a-hole for that message, trying to make you feel like crap, OP, for nothing. This comment says totally 100% not the a-hole. Amy spent last night crying about how she didn't get to have any of her cake. She's 30. Why did she even offer me any cake if she knew that there was coconut inside? Yeah, good question. I read your post twice because I thought maybe I was missing something. To reiterate, you're not the a-hole here. Who behaves like that or sends a ton of aggressive messages over a slice of cake? You deserve way better friends. Yeah, it's actually embarrassing how Amy and Stephen handled this. And guess what? Them behaving embarrassingly does not make you the a-hole. This comment says, Amy made a cake for Stephen's 30-ish birthday and then spent the night crying because she doesn't know how to cut a damn cake. Or, I don't know, ask people who wanted a slice? That's some dramatic making somebody else's birthday exhausting crap. Not the a-hole, but Amy definitely is. Yeah, absolutely. Talk about making your own problems. Oh, I'm gonna make a problem that doesn't even need to happen, and then I'm gonna cry about it, and then get angry at OP. Oh my god, the posts are infuriating today. Like, hey Amy, people can't read your mind. What a joke. No, you're not the a-hole, OP. God, that was such an infuriating post. Okay, moving on to post number 10. This one is going to be on the Entitled People subreddit. I flipped the script on an entitled Karen. This one happened about 3 or 4 months ago. I work in a military clinic as, at the time, a front desk receptionist. There was a lady that came in one day demanding a doctor sign a sports physical form for her teenage daughter right away, or else her daughter wouldn't be able to continue playing sports. Thing is, her daughter had lost the form that had previously been filled out by the doctor. I explained to her that this more than likely would not be done right away due to the doctor's busy schedule, and the fact that that particular doctor wasn't even in yet. She insisted on waiting even though the nurse said the same, that it may not be done right away. Finally, she decides to go home and wait for them to call her when it's done. Luckily for her, the doctor took the time to fill out the form as soon as he got in. The nurse called her and let her know that she could come and pick it up. When she got there, I handed her the form and I told her to have a nice day. Immediately, she asked to speak to a supervisor. I kindly told her she could go to the second floor and speak to the patient rep. She proceeded to have a fit in the middle of the waiting room, claiming that I was rude to her and that I had a problem with her waiting for the form. Not true at all. Both I and the nurse told her that she was more than welcome to wait, but didn't recommend it due to the possible long waiting time. She started blurting out some BS about her own kind not looking out for her. We're both AA. She then went to the patient rep and lied through her teeth. Security, who had stepped in, sided with me because he'd witnessed the behavior that day, and before apparently. The same lady had been escorted out of the building by security in the past. Needless to say, her complaint was thrown out. But here comes the cherry on top. I still work at the same clinic. Yesterday, the same lady came in causing trouble again. Again, she wanted to speak to the patient rep. But guess who the new patient rep is? Yours truly. You should have seen the look on her face when she walked into my office. She definitely recognized me. And of course, she was the one causing trouble again. She told so many lies, just like she had done months before. I, of course, remained professional. And once I completed my investigation, which lasted all of an hour, I started the ball rolling willing to have her banned from the clinic and trespassed. She hasn't gotten the call yet, but boy, would I love to be a fly on the wall when the higher-ups call her and give her the good news. That is so amazing. Yeah, like this comment says, here is a signed form banning you. Have a nice day. Yeah, that's so amazing, OP. Like, oh no, you're not going to be able to come in here and cause trouble again and again and again. You are banned. That is so satisfying. And that's enough for today. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you had a wonderful time. I've got a really cute, wholesome meme to show you. This one's another one by Jim Benton. When you can't carry on, that's when I'll carry you. That is so beautiful. Not only because they're beautiful little kitty cats, but also the message behind it is so cute. Like, hey, I'm here for you no matter what. That is so unbelievably cute. Good job, Jim Benton. And good job to you guys for making it through the episode. I hope you had a good time today. And if you did, make sure you let me know down below in the comment section. And the comment of the day goes to Dog Mechanic. Don't keep the peace. Embrace chaos. Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, keep the peace if you have peace. But when all of these family members are saying to keep the peace, when that's definitely not something that you should be doing in that situation, then hell no, don't keep the peace. Yeah, Dog Mechanic, embrace the chaos. I could not agree more. I physically cringe every time I read keep the peace. I love how frustrating it's become. Like, it's become such a meme. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you for the support, everybody. Have a beautiful Christmas, guys, and thank you for an awesome year. I'm already excited for next year. And with that being said, make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!